Hello and welcome to the Wee Ball Podcast. I'm Luke Crumich. With me, as always, is Tyler DeSena. And joining us now is the new quarterback for the Cal Poly Mustangs. Sam, how we doing, my man?
Doing good, doing good. Excited to be on the show with you guys today.
We're excited to have you on, man. You've had quite the college football journey already, and we are very excited to talk to you about it. But before we do any of that, we got to talk about the viral video in 2019 of you hitting a 360 shot from basically full court. First of all, did you just do that for fun? Your boys were like, "Hey, let's record this." Was that first try, the basics?
Yeah, I think that was just during just one of those long summer workout days. We were just all at the school all day and we had some time to kill. So we were just messing around in the gym. And I think I saw a video of someone doing something like that before. So we're just like, let's just mess around, make a cool little trick shot. We did something like the year before. Um, it was like one of my teammates put a cone on his head and then I like threw it from a distance and knocked it off. So then we're like, we got to mix it up and do something new. So someone's like throwing in the hoop and then we hit it and someone's like do a 360 and try to hit it. So that it was fun though. But it was just one of those things. You just had time to kill, try something new, and we hit it on one of the first couple tries.
I don't know about Tyler, but that's where I first heard of you. Like, was that video on overtime? I was like, yo, who is this kid? And then I like looked you up and I was like, oh, he's like good. So I feel like that was a lot of people's introduction to you. And then obviously you go to Washington. Tyler, you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think first a good point to bring up is obviously the family connections. We know about those. What would you say? Is there something specific that you would say pick up from family and like the experiences of having people that you already know that have gone through similar things to what you're going through as a quarterback and as a football player in general?
Yeah, I definitely think it's been a huge advantage for me, having my dad play quarterback position at such a high level, and also my uncle as well. It's just, I come from a very big football family, and I think that's just really been able to help me throughout my college football career and growing up as a quarterback, just kind of learning the game, playing catch in the backyard, growing up with my dad, learn how to throw a football, how to, learn more about the game in general. And I'd say, even just these past couple years in general, my dad, he had a long career in the NFL. He bounced around, a couple different teams. He was a backup some spots, had some great years as a starter at a couple, and just being able to really learn, from him on his journey and just staying consistent with it through the ups and the downs, and just really being able to have someone who's kind of been in that position and kind of on that journey that I'm now on myself. So I think it's definitely a blessing to be able to have such great people in my family, not just from a support level, but also who have experienced a lot of these things that I'm on in my path right now.
Definitely. I mean, yeah, obviously, you've had the different turns in your career already very similarly. I guess like it's good to, be able to have that support system that that people have not only, you know, grown up literally doing the same thing you're doing right now, but also just going through a similar position.
For sure. For sure. So I mean, like I said, it's been a blessing to have the support from them and also just the guidance and just being able to go to them and they know what it's like and being in my shoes. So it's definitely been a blessing for sure.
So obviously you did enter the transfer portal and come to Cal Poly, but before that you were at Washington. Um, was there anything that like obviously competition's great for everybody, but was there anything you picked up from Penix that you are going to take with you to Cal Poly, being that he was a quarterback who transferred to another school and had some ups and downs as well?
Yeah, there's definitely, I think, so much that I learned from him, not just as playing the quarterback position, but just how he handled everything when he came to UW himself and just the way he handled himself and grew as a leader on the team. Just kind of being able to see that and him come in and really establish himself as a leader at a new place on a new team, across the country from where he was from in a whole new environment. I feel like I've definitely learned a lot from watching him come in and do all that stuff. So, now for me being in a new position, going to a new school, having to establish myself as a leader on the team and to try to, help elevate the team and the guys around me. I definitely learned, a lot from him. I'd say more even in that aspect, from a leadership standpoint, coming into a new place, just as much as, how great of a quarterback he is and all the stuff I could, learn from him, on the field as well. So I'd say there's really a lot from both of those aspects of it that I've really, learned a lot from him that I've, probably used a little bit, in my own experience and transfer process to Cal Poly and coming into a new place as well.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously we've, referred to it multiple times. You just said it yourself. You obviously entered the transfer portal. And what is that process specifically? Nothing like, I mean, not necessarily maybe the process of entering it, but what is it like being a student athlete who's in the portal? Like, obviously, as fans, we hear the words, and I think most people literally like envision a portal. I know I do just because it's funny, but what does that process look like? What is it, how does it differ from being like from your regular day, the days where you were, trying to figure out what you were going to do next?
Yeah, I think the hardest decision for me ultimately was just to get in the portal to, be able to be like, okay, I'm gonna leave, UW and go kind of take a new path here. I think that was the hardest decision for me because I was pretty back and forth on that for about a month or two. And I think, for me, once I got in the portal, I kind of knew what I wanted to do and, have an opportunity to go play in a familiar system with, my high school coach, Coach Cross, who's at Cal Poly now as offensive coordinator, just being in that system. And then when I took a visit down here, I love the place for sure. So I'd say once I kind of got in the portal, yes, there are a couple, schools, a couple options that, I was pretty serious about. But at the end of the day, like the hardest decision for me was just to get in the portal. But they really, it was crazy, definitely the day, I got in the portal and all this stuff going on with that. But, once it kind of settled down, I was just able to, the decision was clear to me, what I wanted to do.
Yeah, and you mentioned Coach Cross, who we were just about to bring up, I think, is like how important was that familiarity to you? You kind of described it a little bit when you entered the portal and when that option became available. How important was that to you then? And then how has that relationship kind of grown over time, knowing that like you were together in high school and now you've moved your way up to your, together at a new level?
Yeah, I'm just very grateful to have, the opportunity to play for him again, especially, being at UW for 2 years and, obviously look, it didn't go exactly how I expected it, which is life. But I'm thankful for my time at UW, but I know in just the position I'm at, where I'm at, as a quarterback and in my life, like just being able to have an opportunity to go back and have an opportunity to play for him again, I'm just very grateful for it. And just how much he pushes me as a quarterback and as a person and as a leader. And just also, I have a coach that I know, believes in me and knows, what I can do and what I can bring to the table, and just really give me that opportunity to compete and push me to grow in all aspects of being a quarterback. So I'm just very, it's funny how life works out and how things work out like that. Obviously when I left high school, it was like I'm very grateful for these 4 years being able to play for him and all I've learned from him. And now that I'm a couple years into my college career, and it's like, okay, I have an opportunity after not having played in a couple years to go play for my favorite coach and have an opportunity to get developed and by him again and coached by him every single day. It's definitely a blessing, and I'm just very grateful for it.
That is
Definitely.
awesome, man. We have talked about now coaching at Cal Poly and going to Cal Poly and how you loved the campus when you visited. But what are you like excited for this season that is going to be, because it is going to be a very different season for you, obviously, being now at Cal Poly, being in the FCS, and like, it's a lot different of a schedule. You guys are moving a little bit more up and down just your coast and things like that. So what are you super excited for this season being at Cal Poly?
Yeah, I just think, now being here through spring ball and about a month and a half down here, I'm just really excited about, the guys we have on this team and just the opportunity to go really build something special here. We have a lot of investment, a lot of people really excited about Cal Poly football right now. We John Madden, the legendary John Madden attended Cal Poly, and his family donated a lot of money to build the Madden Football Center, which they're building right by our stadium right now, which is just going to be game changer and huge for us. And so like I said, there's so much excitement, so much investment right now, and just the opportunity to go build something special with just a great group of people around me, great teammates, great coaches. There's just a great energy right now, and it's been awesome every day to just wake up and go into an environment where everyone's really excited to go build something, and just taking it one day at a time. We have a long way to go, but I'm really excited about how spring ball went with this group, and just the commitment level by everyone. And it's everyone as a team. We have a lot to prove individually. We have a lot to prove. And we're just really taking it one day at a time and just really putting the work and pushing each other hard on the weight in the weight room and on the field right now. And just take, like I said, just taking it, one day at a time, which is what you have to do. And, I'm just excited to be in a great position with great people around me.
Definitely. And I think one way to, as you've, made that transfer and gone through spring ball, what would you say that, those days look like as a quarterback? Like how do those workouts look? How does the whole process leading into this season, even though, most people would think we're at a dead point, obviously it's a lot of work on your end. What does that day look like?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is just continuing to build the relationships with my teammates, especially the offensive guys. Continuing to build that relationship with the O-line and all those guys up front, because it starts up front with those guys and making sure, I'm dialed in with those guys and they can trust in me and, I can trust in them. And then also just continue to get the timing down with the receivers. Right now we had spring ball, which went great. And now it's more of a focus on workouts and condition, all that stuff. So being able to just every day go out with those guys and throw with them as an offense or just individually with a couple guys every day, just getting that timing down, getting the connection down, helping them, learn this offense as well. Cause it's kind of unique with the situation where I'm coming in and helping kind of teach guys and show guys the offense that I've been, familiar with. So just kind of just continuing to build a connection with those guys in the off season, with the guys around me, build those relationships. That's just kind of where my focus is right now, especially just being down here for about a month and a half so far.
Definitely. And you mentioned the familiarity with the offense and the fact that, you're going through teaching a lot of these guys while you're maybe seeing if there's anything that's changed or anything along those lines. How is that process knowing that you've entered, obviously a new school and a new environment, but you're kind of the guy that has some of the familiarity, even though everybody else may have, like, how is that, dynamic knowing that you're the new guy, but also when it comes to familiarity, you're one of the more familiar guys in the room?
Yeah, I mean, no doubt. I mean, like I said, it's kind of a unique situation where that, it happens like that. But I think for me, just being able to, come in and just really be great about just, getting the guys locked in on the offense and getting them to believe in the system and trusting all the reps and everything we put into it and just all that stuff. It's definitely, the air raid system, it's a lot, it's more about just rep space and doing what we do best. And so, just keeping all these guys locked in and just helping them get comfortable and familiar with the offense so they not only know what they're doing, but what the whole scheme and the play and why we're doing it and all that stuff, just kind of on a different level, just being able to help them understand those things. So I just think, it's great. Like I said, everyone's just super excited about it and super excited about the system. So just being able to help those guys continue to learn it and feel comfortable in it and just growing it together has just been, my focus so far.
So we ask this to everyone who comes on the show. It's kind of turned into a tradition at this point. If you had to build a starting five with any teammates you've had on any team all time, who would it be and what positions they play in? Obviously, you're on the team, so who are your four guys to, take on any team in the nation?
So like receivers, skill guys, or what are we talking? Like five, seven on
Anything. You
seven,
want
five
you
on
want to throw JTT on there, you can, bro. Like go for it, man.
five.
I think we were more for what we've done in the past was like a basketball starting five, but I think since
Mm,
you have like the 7-on-7 experience, obviously, like whatever, however you want to build the team, whatever sport,
yeah.
if you want to make it multi, whatever you want to go for it.
Yeah, well, I'll go with my 7-on-7 guys. I grew up playing with FSP, with Tracy Ford. He's one of the top guys in the country for that, and so being able to be a part of his program, I play with a ton of great players who came in and played with us throughout our time. But I'd say throughout that 7-on-7 circuit, my favorite guys to throw to during that time was JT, who played tight end. He's definitely up there. I mean, he could be the number one tight end in the country right now as well. He's unbelievable, and it was just game on the line. I was going to JT for sure. Jalen McMillan, who he's one of my close friends. I played with him at UW for a couple of years, and we played 7-on-7 together for a couple of tournaments, and we just hit it off like that. And we had that connection dialed in. So definitely him as well for sure. We had Troy Franklin play a couple of tournaments with us. He's as good as it gets, and it's been awesome to watch him do his thing at Oregon. Those three guys were awesome for sure. I'd say, geez, this is tough. I mean, I just played with so many good players. I never got the chance to play 7-on-7 with Emeka, but he's from the area, and I, grew up throwing with him a lot. We did 7-on-7 at some camps together and some stuff like that. And shoot, he's one of the best receivers in the country right now as well. And then probably the fifth one that I played with 7-on-7 wise, G Scott, who's at Ohio State now. He's just always so reliable, and he's such a leader on that team and on that program. He was, a year older than me, and he was always just really good to me and as a leader and helped me grow as a quarterback and challenging me and pushing me. So I'd say, those five guys on the circuit who I played with through FSP, were some of the not just greatest players I was able to play with, but just great people as well.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. This has been the We Ball Podcast. I'm Luke. That's Tyler. Thanks for listening, watching, however you are taking this in. We appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe, leave a rating if you're on Spotify. And thank you, Sam, for coming on, man. We hope you have a great season.
Of course. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it.
All right.
Everybody knows that doing prospect interviews, talking on a podcast 2-3 times a week, it comes with a necessary confidence that you have to have. And one thing that really improves confidence is the new and improved Performance Package 4.0 by Manscaped. It has arrived, and oh man, is it a game changer. Inside this package, you'll find their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag to hold all of these goodies. First off, the Lawnmower 4.0. This trimmer is the future of grooming and, dare I say, the greatest ball trimmer ever. I am blown away by the performance and craftsmanship of this trimmer. Their 4th generation trimmer offers cutting edge ceramic blade to help reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin safe technology. Their Lawnmower 4.0 is waterproof and also has a 4000K LED spotlight so you can get a more precise shave. Because this trimmer is waterproof, you can say goodbye to the mess on the bathroom floor. If you thought that was good, but want to take your grooming even further to the next level, the Performance Package 4.0 also includes the Weed Whacker ears and nose hair trimmer. The Weed Whacker is also waterproof and provides proprietary skin-safe technology, which helps reduce nicks, snags, and tugs in those delicate nose holes. The Crop Preserver below the waist deodorant and Crop Reviver below the waist toner will change the way you approach your daily hygiene routine. Manscaped even threw in 2 free gifts in this Performance Package 4.0, the boxers and the shed travel bag. Bring your comfort in boxers to another level. It's time to take care of yourself. Go to manscaped.com and get 20% off with code WEBALL. That is WEBALL, WEBALL. Make sure to use it on your next purchase with Manscaped for 20% off.